Welcome back to the PwC channel. We are here again for a playoffs match. This time it is a Plasma Division playoffs match, and it is the match between GalacticEmpire and Alfhan. Very exciting one, for me at least. GalacticEmpire is a veteran coach, made his PwC debut back in Season 4, and then had a long hiatus, came back for Season 8, where he made it all the way to Semifinals in our second division. And Alfhan actually made his PwC debut this season, but I have known him for a very long time. I know he's been playing at least since 2021. And yeah, he's a very strong coach also. And yeah, this is just an exciting matchup that I can't wait to see. I really think this is a true 50-50 matchup. And yeah, we will just be along for the ride and see what happens here. I'm going to let them know that I'm ready, and we are going to go into the matchup here. I think the GalacticEmpire's signature is this Runerigus right here. And Alphan's signature for sure is this Cooperacha. And the first thing I notice is that, whoops, this Iron Valium is going to be a huge threat, just because Alphan can't really do anything against the step combination. Like, if it's special, then Sylveon can definitely take a hit, but other than that, it's gonna be trouble. This thing is gonna Terra. I wouldn't be surprised if it like Terra poisons in this match. But yeah, Iron Valiant is just basically unwallable, and that's gonna be the case here also. This Roaring Moon obviously is also gonna be a big threat, but at least as of right now, Alfhan has some things that can take a hit. The Sylveon definitely can take a hit. Milo, Donphan for sure can also take at least one. This thing can threaten it with Ice Shard, can revenge it when it is like at 50% probably. So yeah, doesn't look immediately that threatening, the Roaring Moon, but yeah, that's always going to be an issue later in the game. Then he's also got this Regieleki. Alphan only has Donphan for it as the ground type, which is not usually that specially bulky, so maybe he can whittle it down somewhat. But yeah, interesting matchup for sure. Then Alphan has Weavile, and I think the only thing that really wants to take on Weavile on Galactic's team is this Alamomola right here. And potentially, obviously, Registeel can also take a hit, but Aloe is always, I mean, yeah, it's always a dangerous check to offensive stuff just because it can be taken advantage of. But yeah, we will see what happens. The lead matchup is Aloe versus Altaria. Very interesting lead the Altaria is. Like, Aloe Momola makes sense just because you're not really bothered by much on this team. Yeah, actually, he has a hard time threatening this. He has to Toxic it, pretty much. Because, yeah, Cooperacha can, probably. But other than that, nothing really can threaten this Aloe if it's at least decently specially bulky. So, yeah, we will see how he wants to circumvent that. But he can always Toxic it. It's an Aloe, and he doesn't have a Cleric with him. So, once it's Toxic, that's going to be it for the Aloe. But yeah, right now we're going to see the flip turn, I'm pretty sure. Oh no, it has Play Rough. Okay. What would Play Rough be for? Is this for Manaphy? Yeah, that's interesting just because Weavile can't, why did I call it Manaphy, by the way? Can't set up on it with a substitute if it has Play Rough. So yeah, that's an interesting choice. Does that mean it's Assault Vest? It could be Assault Vest. Alfhan says in the chat, hey, you're the one with Roaring Moon. Yeah, true. Play Rough is really interesting, but it's gonna be for Weavile. Oh, and there's the Toxic. Yeah, I was wondering when that would happen. Like, he pretty much had to Toxic it. But yeah, out comes probably Regieleki, I would guess, maybe. We will see. Yeah, this Milo is annoying. Holy shit. Yeah, that's really annoying. Just because Regieleki, as always, it's so useless, man. Like, you have to get rid of this whole Donphan before it can do anything. Yeah, it can. It's pretty much the only thing that effectively threatens Milo, but it's just dead momentum trap with Donphan coming in every time, so you have to take advantage of the Donphan coming in with double switches. That's it pretty much. And yeah. So yeah, very very interesting matchup. I have to say, it's not obvious to me how this is gonna go. Alfhan is a very bulky team with him, and GalacticEmpire has this big threat right here. But other than that, and obviously the Aloe is also annoying for Alfhan, just as a pivot. But it's not going to be a win con now that it's toxic. He's definitely has beaten it now. It's on a clock, but it can still flip turn around and be annoying. And he has a hard time threatening it. So yeah, now we have the classic Regieleki standoff with the ground type in the back. One of these guys is thinking. I'm pretty sure it's not going to be Alfhan that is thinking, because he can just go into Donphan, can get up rocks if he has them. Maybe, I don't know, knock off some nice moves in Donphan's arsenal. And yeah, GalacticEmpire is probably thinking if he should double immediately or try to go for a Volt Switch or screens or whatever he has. So yeah, there's the Donphan. And we see extreme speed. Wow, that's respectable damage. So first of all, I, being clueless me, didn't even know that Regieleki did get extreme speed, but that's a lot of damage for a non-step move on Donphan, which is very bulky on the physical side. So this is very likely a banded Regieleki. And yeah, it did the first of 4 necessary predictions before it can do anything. So welcome to the world of Regieleki. But yeah, if it ever gets these four predictions and actually gets rid of Donphan, then it is a huge threat. Then only pretty much Altaria can take a hit, and obviously the Sylveon can also take one, and it also takes recoil from Wild Charge. Regieleki, man, what can I say? It's Regieleki. But yeah, he eats the rocks for his troubles, which is yeah, that's annoying. I mean, he can potentially spin them away with the Eleki. Other than that, he does not have removal with him, so this is going to be annoying for sure. He's not necessarily rocks weak, but everyone is rocks weak. Like, rocks are such a huge advantage in a game of Mons, so yeah. That is what it is. So yeah, one can only hope for him that his minus speed nature is going to flip turn, obviously, and that's the role that Aloe can play in this match for him, even though it is toxic. I think it's likely to be Assault Vest, maybe. I'm not even sure because it's supposed to threaten the Weavile, so could also be Wish Protect as the last 2 moves. I don't think, yeah, no item was revealed yet, but we will see. It could also be Assault Vest and then have counter or something to deal with Weavile, but we will see. All right, out comes Milo, and there we go into, like, what does he do? He's gonna go into a Regieleki again, take 12% from the rocks, and then he can spin, doing a little bit more damage to Donphan. And then at some point, maybe if he gets rid of Donphan, he will have taken some damage, but maybe he can still get like 2 or 3 wild charges off before he dies and actually do something. But yeah, that's still a long way away. Thinking again, depending on the Valiant set, could also go into that, but I think that's a little bit early. Like, Valiant is amazing against this team, but you don't want to get it burned if it's physical. So yeah, out comes the Bandit Eleki. And yeah, this is By the way, I missed in the chat. Starvin Pig said towards the Don fan switching in on Reggie Alecki. That was the most shocking switch of my entire career. Yeah, true. Nobody would ever expect a ground type to switch into Reggie Alecki. But yeah, it happens from time to time. So there we go. All right, I would be shocked if we did not see a rapid spin here. But oh, we did. Oh, so yeah, there goes. This is just man, Reggie Alecki. What can I say? So you know that the opponent knows that ground types are always free, so there are always these mind games. So he probably expected Alfhan to overpredict, predicting the rapid spin and maybe stay in with Milo. But yeah, there's really no reason this early in the game to predict anything. Like, it's done, fan man. It can take a couple more hits before it is in any danger. So yeah, that's just tough. What can I say? People always think I'm hating on Reggie Lecky, but am I really? I'm just saying it how it is. It's just a bad mon, honestly. So there we go. At least he reveals that he is indeed a wish as the last move. So he's gonna get a nice flip turn into healing on something here. That's gonna be nice because he can actually heal this Reggie Lecky back up. So next time he can go for rapid spin. Oh, it is Rocky Helmet. So yeah, that's for to punish Weavile. So yeah. Oh, and he goes for Play Rough. There you can see the earth-shattering power of this thing. Just 26% with a 180 base power move here on Altaria. That's pretty pathetic. But yeah, that's how it is sometimes. I wonder what this thing's item is. You would expect heavy-duty boots, but looking at this team, I wouldn't be surprised if it was like anti-fairy berry to catch this huge threat right here. I mean, it deals nicely, decently with Runerigus because it invalidates the strong stab it has. Yeah, I mean, it still has Poltergeist, so. But yeah. Oh, he eats a Hurricane. Goes to flip turn. This thing is already getting pressured. And now we are likely to see the Valiant, I think. Or even Roaring Moon. I don't know. I'm not sure, honestly. Roaring Moon might still be a little early, but actually, Roaring Moon, if he's like Dragon Dance, Dark Stab, Iron Head, and Earthquake, is gonna be a huge threat. But he still has to deal with Ice Shard from Weavile. Alright, he is Quark Drive. And reveals it now, so that's, yeah, a little bit early in the game. Nothing he would probably be too comfortable with. And now we're gonna see if it is anti-fairy berry. I wouldn't be surprised if it is. He's really struggling with this thing otherwise. Alfhan is. Alright, he goes into Sylveon. Very interesting. And goes for Calm Mind. Huh. I think. So, first things first, this is great news, potentially, for Galactic Empire, but because if he has something to really hit this thing hard with, then obviously all doors are open for Roaring Moon. That's really all it needs. Weavile cannot take it out in one hit. Definitely not. It does like around 50% with Ice Shard. I know it because I just faced a Roaring Moon with Weavile myself. So I did the calc. It does around 50%. Unless it's banned, then it does a little bit more. Obviously, it probably does like 70% then. But yeah. So Roaring Moon might become an issue if this thing gets weakened. But on the other hand, if he does not have something to effectively hit it, it will still get O-code here, even though it does have the boosted special defense. I would be shocked because this thing is really frail on the special side. So, and Sylveon is not weak, not at all. Actually, it's pretty strong, even if uninvested. So yeah, we will see. He could either say, "Well, there goes my item," and go into Registeel. That would be a very valid play. But he really doesn't. He hasn't made any progress, and man, Donphan, he can't do anything because this thing can also wish Donphan back up at any point. So Regieleki is gonna stay useless in this matchup. He has to win it with one of these two. Or even, I don't know, we still don't know the Terra type on Runerigus, obviously. But yeah, Alfhan is looking very good right now with his bulky build. Looks like it was a decent call against Galactic Empire's team he brought. Yeah, it's painful to switch out such a nicely set up Iron Valiant, but if he does not do it, all right, let's see what happens. He does take it, but he would have been better off to do 2 hits on +1 instead of setting up to +2, because now he can also get revenged by Ice Shard, like no matter what. After he could have gotten 2 +1 hits on Sylveon, which would have done more damage. I'm pretty sure he would have lived at +1, looking at this damage. Oh, and he does quick attack. Interesting. All right. Nice. Okay. Very cool tech. I like it. Does not quite knock it out. That would have been devastating if it did, but it didn't. So yeah. But yeah, that's not worth it in my view. Not sure, honestly. He's gonna be at 52% after Valiant dies. I mean, Roaring Moon is happy about it, but we still have an entire Copperacha in the back. 2 Ice Shard users, potentially. Yeah, this is looking tough, honestly. I think Alfhan is in a very good position here. Honestly, I wouldn't know what to do if I were Galactic. Pretty much has to make something happen with Runerigus, I think. Yeah, now Galactic is in this uncomfortable spot where he has to decide if he wants to save the sack pretty much. He knows he's not going to do anything with this anymore. He's also not going to switch in with it again because rocks. So he could go into Registeel pretty freely. He knows this thing isn't anti-Steel Berry. So this thing is going to be able to take it out from here. But yeah, as I said, Ice Shard, Terra. So still annoying. Man, these two things on one team. That's crazy. The only thing is both of these get somewhat taken on by fairy types. That's the only issue with the pairing, I think. And it doesn't appear like he has anything to really threaten fairy types effectively. So yeah. All right. He does save the sack. I think that's wise because all right, first of all, that's interesting. Oh boy. This could be a threat. Oh boy. Oh wow. What does he do now? If it's if this is the rest sleep talk body press, ooh, this might get interesting. because what is Altaria gonna do? Like Flamethrower, Fire Blast is not gonna be an issue. Altaria is pretty weak. Um, he could obviously be Terra Ghost, but that would be like kind of random in my opinion. Um, well, yikes! I did not think of Iron Defense Reggie Steel being a threat. I thought it was. Oh, it has Fire Spin. All right, interesting. But Fire Spin. Yeah, it is trapped, but that's not enough damage. But maybe he can get it down to a point where something else can threaten it. But what would be able to? It's at +3 now. All the physical attackers can't. Definitely not. The special attackers, like Milo, does not have a boost right now. So, and this thing, in all likelihood, does not have Mystical Fire. And even if it did, like, it's still a Registeel. So, oh boy, Alfhan. Alfhan needs to think here. What does he do? Oh, his Perish Song. Wow, that's so great. That is amazing. I've never seen such a clutch Fire Spin Perish Song. Wow, that is great. Oh, he's gonna get knocked out here though. But yeah, he's gonna die before he can stall this out. And then he can switch it out. But oh, this might still become a threat later in the game. But what a great Perish Song, honestly. Yeah, he's gonna knock him out no matter what with this next body press. And then he's still gonna be at around half, so wow, that's great. That's gonna prevent the sweep here. But yeah, he can still come back later in the game and set up on this thing whenever it comes in. So yeah, this is his new win con. If he has to play this right, but I think he can do it. It's still tough. Why is it tough? Because it is so slow. Like it speed ties with Dawnfan potentially, and everything else outspeeds it. So that's tough. But you know what? He goes into Cooperacha now. I wonder if it would be worth body pressing here. Why? Because if you get this in range of Roaring Moon, then you all of a sudden, nah, I don't know if it would be worth it. That's tough. He could go and sack Valiant now to see what he terrors into and potentially save this. Like if it gets another body press off and is able to rest, then he wins the game pretty much. That's all she wrote. There's nothing Alfhan can do from there. So he could also be, by the way, could also be Chestoberry because we don't see lefties. So yeah, this it definitely should save this thing, I think, and sack the Valiant here to see what the Terra is. Oh, very interesting turn of events. I love it. That's a great match. Alfhan looked so in control, so commanding, and all of a sudden, Registeel flips the game on its head. Or that's probably an overstatement, but gets a new. Yeah, it is Terra Fairy. I kind of suspected that because yeah, this thing and also this thing. So yeah, that makes a lot of sense to me why it would be Terra Fairy. So yeah. There we go. Roaring Moon has another wall in its way. Oh, and he went for Power Whip. So funnily enough, he could go straight back out into Registeel if he's assuming that he would be faster than Cooperacha, which I'm pretty sure he will be faster. Because Cooperacha would need to run a lot of speed to outspeed Registeel, not Regieleki. And I don't think he will because he's going to be somewhat bulky to take hits. So this could be his opportunity to go back and go for Iron Defense and then rest. Yeah, that is his opportunity. He should go straight back to Registeel, in my view, and go for Iron Defense. Because these two special attackers can't threaten it from this range. And this thing can go for a hit, but it can't knock it out because it's going to be at +2 first. Even with EQ, it's going to live it. And then it can go for the rest. And that's going to be it, I think. He goes into Runerigus instead. Interesting. Okay, let's see. We are going to see another Terra here. Donphan still at decent health. Altaria is gone. How big is that? Maybe the Runerigus is happy about it. He can go for EQ now for free. We know that much. And there's nothing that could change about that. But you still have Milo here, which can probably take it. Let's see. Oh, he's Terra Ground! Oh, wow. Okay. I have never been so deflated. What the hell? Why does Terra Ground EQ only do 37? What the hell? This isn't even Flame Orb. That's crazy. Milo is such a crazy little snake. Love that mon to death. But yeah, what the hell? Lagging tail. Okay. Interesting. So does that mean it's slow now? That could be amazing for Registeel because that would be one more mon it can outspeed. Now it can outspeed 2 mons instead of only this thing. I still think the play would have been to go straight back into Registeel and go for Iron Defense. I honestly think that would have been game if he didn't get a crit. Because, yeah, maybe it has Heat Crash. I didn't think of that. But I wonder if Heat Crash is even at full power against Registeel, because Registeel is quite heavy itself. So, yeah, I'm not sure. We will never know. But very, very interesting set, by the way, this Runerigus. That's amazing. But why is it so weak? Terra Ground Earthquake. Very disappointing to me. But yeah, it goes into Weavile. That's interesting. So Alfhan, by the way, is an absolute Weavile champ. He always has either Weavile or Sneasel. Whenever I see him play, and I've seen him play a lot. And yeah, obviously this is likely to be banded. And yeah, Aloe is he should sack this useless little thing and just call it a day with it. Like maybe the best thing it could ever get out of it is a spin. I don't think he wants to switch into his pivot and lose that. Could get Rocky Helmet damage, obviously, on Weavile. I don't know if it's worth it. On Triple Axle, it would be nice. But in my opinion, everything except for a banded hit, he just easily lives that here. Like the only thing he dies to is banded Triple Axle, I believe. That's interesting. I wouldn't know what to do here. I would be scared by Alfhan going into Weavile so confidently. Instead of... Oh, he's Sword Stance. Interesting. Let me think. Yeah, is this game? No, it's not. We have extreme speed on Reggie. Oh, that was... Oh, and he misses Triple Axle. Oh, that is so unfortunate. Oh, you hate to see it. Oh, that's so devastating for Alfhan. He could have gotten rid of this Runerigus. I mean, it wouldn't have been a sweep, but he would have gotten rid of this thing. Because obviously he can go into Reggie after and go for extreme speed to revenge the Weavile, but Wow, that's still devastating. Galactic says, "Oh, that hurts. Sorry, fam." And Alfhan says, "Sigh" in the chat. Yeah, yeah, that's honestly, I feel for him. That is painful, but I think, yeah, that's there's nothing to say about that. That was just painful. This thing is gonna be annoying now. He has to be really careful with his Milo to be able to deal with it. It also outspeeds because of the lagging tail now. Yeah. Honestly, I honestly would just go for, would just let this die and go into Registeel and go for Iron Body Press and rest after that because it's gonna outspeed and call it a day because that's gonna be game. Yeah, I say that, but there are always crits, but you could crit him with Donphan, obviously. But yeah, that's looks tough to win now for Alfhan. What a crazy turn of events. This Registeel was so great. This set also, but yeah, it's also the miss. So yeah, what can you say? Oh, by the way, why doesn't he just wish up the Registeel? And yeah, that was a little bit clumsy here. He didn't think of the lagging tail. He forgot about it. Now he's gonna flip turn first. So and now what do I switch into Scald? And he goes into Registeel now. Well, doesn't really change much. But now I think he has to rest before he can go for Iron Defense again. Because this thing and this thing, these are both still not win cons. He still has to win with this, I think. Yeah, still has to win with it. So that was a little bit clumsy here. The flip turn, not thinking about the lagging tail. Lagging tail was great. Honestly, how great would it be if he wins this game thanks to the lagging tail? But yeah. Now the Donphan is in, and he has to sack something. Maybe he will just sack this, but I disagree with it. I want to see the if he wins this game, and obviously I'm impartial, please believe me. But if he wins this game, I want to see him win with the Registeel. Goes into Aloe on the EQ. Yeah, that's gonna be a lot of pressure in the long run with EQ and Toxic. Oh, this thing outspeeds, by the way. If he goes for flip turn now, he's gonna lose another mon to this EQ. Honestly, just sack Regieleki. Should have just brought 5 mons instead. That's honestly always the play over bringing Regieleki. Goes for flip turn. Yeah, now that doesn't really do anything. Now he has to sack something. But at least he got another extreme speed basically off on Donphan. If he had gotten the second prediction, then Donphan would be in range of the next extreme speed. So that would have been something at least. Now we're gonna see if he has Ice Shard, I think, and he does. Not surprisingly because this thing. All right. All right. What does he do now? Still a very tough match. Now he pretty much has to go into Roaring Moon. I should have. I'm telling you. Had he gone straight back in to Registeel earlier, that would have probably been game. I'm still pretty sure it is, unless I missed something obvious, like he doesn't have rest or something. But if he doesn't have rest, then he should have obviously sacked it by now. Pretty sure he still has rest. But we will see. Very, very interesting match. Like one of the, like pretty much what I expected. These two guys are a true 50-50 matchup. And that's pretty much what unfolds here. Still hard to tell who wins this. I think if he plays it right, Galactic is in a better position now. But Alfhan, on the other hand, still has this Mido, which is hard to take down in combination with Donphan. He might still be able to wish up Donphan at some point. That's also something that can't be overlooked. And he has this full health Corporacha, which is great for him. All right, that's so tough. What does he do? Like he can't flip turn, because if he flip turn, he has to sack something. Yeah, what if he flip turns? What does he do then? Does he sack Registeel and go back into it for another flip turn? All right. That would have been potentially the play. Flip turn, go to Registeel, go for another flip turn, because then obviously he would have to save it for Lecky. But yeah, now he goes into Registeel. All right, now we're going to see the rest, finally. Yeah, but he has to rest now because... All right, he's Lumberry. Yeah, all right. Great set, great set. But yeah, he, I'm telling you, should have done that earlier. But yeah, there we go. Out comes the Donphan. Now he can go for flip turn. Honestly, go, I don't know, Roaring Moon? Yeah. That's probably for the best. Photosynthesis attack. And now he's going to be likely in Ice Shard range, I think. Is he going to be? Oh, it's going to be very close. I think he's just in range for Ice Shard. But then he can go into Aloe and go for another flip turn. And then he has... Then it's still going to be tough. But I think in the end he's going to win it with Registeel, because he can set up on all three of these mons except Donphan. And once he's got an Iron defense up, it's going to be hard for Donphan to threaten it. And then it depends on the last move. If he does not have Sleep Talk, then it gets a little bit iffy again. But if he has Sleep Talk, even though he's Lumberry, then he's definitely going to win it, I think, unless crit, obviously. But yeah, this Registeel, so huge. Right, goes into Aloe. Oh, yeah, he goes into Aloe, predicting the Ice Shard. Because yeah, that's very wise. Oh yeah, that's very, very nice. Go for flip turn, obviously. And go into Registeel, and that's all she wrote, I think. Or does he go into Roaring Moon? I wouldn't. No, obviously he doesn't, because this thing has quick attack. So yeah, that's pretty much all she wrote, I think. But yeah, it still depends, obviously. If he only has... Let me think. Definitely should go for Iron Defense here. But if he does not have Sleep Talk, then he would have probably a Steel move as well. But he doesn't need a Steel move. All right, he goes into Corporacha. Yeah, that's all she wrote. I think that's it. Crit time, says Alfhan. GG. Yeah, I agree. And that's why I think he could have just gone into it earlier, because he's going to outspeed. And he's going to outspeed this Corporacha, I'm pretty sure. Goes for another Iron Defense, and he has Heat Crash. Yeah, that's not so strong against Registeel. So yeah, I wonder if he has Sleep Talk. Jesus Christ, 50%. Right, let's see the moves. Does have only body press. So yeah, that means probably should, if he has sleep talk, he should rest at some point because right now he's in range of a crit. I think he could definitely take a crit if he rests early enough. But yeah, now we're gonna see the rest. And I think, yeah, that's tough. That's a great set against Alfhan. Alfhan had fire prep for it with the Parish song. I'm honestly, that would have been so clutch. This almost saved the game for him. Like the moment he revealed this Iron Defense, it was clear that this thing alone pretty much beats the team. But Altaria was really great to get rid of it, but not quite. And Galactic did well to save it, obviously. All right, one of these guys is thinking. Looks like it's GalacticEmpire because Alfhan put on the timer and it's currently running down for. Oh, he goes for body press. Yikes. Okay. Why doesn't he rest? Right now he's in range of Milo and Donphan. All right. Obviously, does he have? No, he does not have sleep talk. I wonder what his last move is. I mean, it shouldn't be too surprising that he does not have sleep talk, just due to the fact that he did have the Lumberry, and this should be enough. All right, that should still be game, even though he does not have sleep talk. All right, this Milo is gonna get outspat and also knocked out by a single body press. Crazy power here. This thing is not gonna be able to do anything. And yeah, Donphan, honestly. Oh, body press does not do much damage to Sylveon. Oh. Oh no, don't tell me we are having a PP war here. Oh Jesus, he only has. I mean, at this point. Starring pick once again hits us with the oh, like this game hasn't gone on long enough. So true. All right. Wishes up the Donphan. Oh, Jesus Christ. Is this gonna go for another 80 minutes? Like, he can't PP stall this Sylveon, funnily enough, because it has Quick Attack, which has a million PP. Okay. Yeah, he can stall out Sylveon. He can't because. And Donphan is also back up now. So Regieleki is still useless. He can definitely sack that now. It also. Oh, Jesus. Oh no. This game has taken another turn of events. Because I think this is just coming down to PP war between Sylveon and Donphan on the one side and Elo and Registeel on the other side. Because neither team can threaten each other here. Roaring Moon and Regieleki are both useless at this point. So, yeah, that's tough. And I think him having Ice Shard and Quick Attack, Alfhan having Ice Shard and Quick Attack might win him the game here just because of the enormous amount of PP he has. But yeah, then again, his only form of recovery is Sylveon's Wish, so that's also gonna be that's going to be an issue, thanks to the fact that Galactic Empire can save turns by going for rest, and then he doesn't have to click anything. So yeah, that's a great match, honestly. It's a little bit of a shame that it has to come down to the stalemate. Meanwhile, my girlfriend is waiting for us to have breakfast. She's probably gonna jump in and start beating me up at some point. But yeah, good things come to those who wait. That's what I always say. Good things like food. All right, goes for another iron defense. Wisely saving his body presses here. Yeah, he's trying to bait out another one, but not happening. Now he should go for body press. Oh. Because now obviously he's starting to he still has to make this Sylveon wish, honestly. I think that's such an interesting situation. I'm honestly not sure. It has 6 wishes left. Honestly, just sack off your stupid stuff and make it wish. Like, nah. He still needs to preserve his boosts for Donphan, so 5 wishes left. Alfhan is doing well, not damaging the Registeel because then it can't go for rest and save turns. So Alfhan is doing everything correctly. I think Galactic Empire is also doing everything pretty much correct, but he's running out of body presses. That's an issue. I mean, imagine he would have brought an actual Mon instead of Regieleki. This game would be like over. But the fact that he has Regieleki, as always, that's always what costs everyone, bringing Regieleki. Sylveon, so annoying. If you could catch this Donphan on with a body press once, he hasn't been able to so far, but that would be so huge if he could. It's always going on for these body presses into Sylveon. Four wishes left. Definitely. Oh, and look at these PP. Meanwhile, Sylveon is looking amazing with the quick attacks in the back. Funnily enough, these quick attacks are huge against like the priority moves are so huge because otherwise the Roaring Moon would be an issue, but it isn't because it's in range of everything. Just catch it on the switch one time. It's really incredible how unlucky he has been with this. But yeah, now it's too late because he has only one body press left. So he can't threaten anything anymore. The one thing I should say is the Regieleki might still be somewhat useful, I think, if it can get in on Donphan of all things. Because why? Because it's gonna have explosion, and it can explode on Donphan. So, and there's really nothing Alfhan can do about it, unless obviously Sylveon is in, because then he can protect. But on Donphan he can explode. There's also another funny twist of this match that Galactic needs to get his Regieleki in on the ground type. But yeah. Even even once Galactic runs out of attacking moves and iron defenses, it's still gonna be annoying for Alfhan because then he has to because then obviously he still can't kill this thing because it's at plus a million. But then obviously he could just switch around between these two things. And yeah. But then again, his wishes are getting really low. Oh, and there's the body press on. Imagine he could have done that a little earlier. Because now he can. If he had done that earlier or managed to catch it earlier, then obviously now it can't do that another time, right? Because if he goes next time, it would die before it gets wished up. So yeah, that's why I thought catching this would have been amazing. But that's still a guessing game. Maybe he just guessed wrong all the time. All right, this thing still toxic, so it's not going to be around forever. This thing still in range of everything with the priority. Should sack that at some point. Anyway, this is a very worthy playoff match, just due to the fact that it's so close, even all the way until the end. It's still hard to predict who's going to win. But honestly, oh, Jesus Christ, how does Alfhan win this? It's still looking so tough. But he could win it. All the pieces are in place pretty much because this thing is toxic, so it can't stall anything out. This thing is completely useless. This thing is Reggie Alecki, and this thing doesn't have PP anymore. So, and this is up against him only having 3 wishes, but that might be just enough. That might be just enough. Can protect on Reggie Alecki. Goes for EQ. That's so tense. I'm so glad I'm not in the hot seat here. Instead, I get to spout off. I'm shocked that +4, +6 body press does only do 40% to Sylveon. But it makes sense Sylveon is max defense because thingy. Quick attack is honestly good prep. Good prep against both these things. And finally we see the switch out here. And we're gonna see Donphan getting wished up again. I think, at least. 2 wishes left. Donphan is gonna be at a healthy amount of HP after this. It's gonna be at like 90%, I think. And now he should go into Reggie. He should go into Reggie Lecky. Should he? Should he? I'm not sure. Alternative would be go into Reggie Steel and then sack it, question mark. Ah, the Sylveon is also at 94%, so it can definitely take the explosion from Reggie Lecky. Yeah, I think, honestly, I think Alfhan wins this. As crazy as it sounds. Jesus Christ. Insane. Oh, by the way, I missed in the chat. Alfan says, I'm so sorry, Tronell. And Starvin Pig says, I'm the one going insane, and I don't even get to insult Wordy in the recording like a no Tronell would. I mean, I haven't talked about Wordy at all this recording, but I can if you want to. All right, he does sack Roaring Moon. I kind of thought he would. Or he just baits out the Ice Shard. Fair. Fair, fair. But now he has to go for flip turn again and then sack the Roaring Moon. That's so crazy, such a crazy match. 2 wishes left. I think that's just enough. I think Alfhan wins this. This is incredible, honestly. I mean, it is taking a long time, But it is also great at the same time, just because the many twists and turns this game has taken. Like Alfhan looked so in control early, then it looked like it was all over with this Reggie steal, and now we are back to where it looks like Galactic Empire is running out of fuel just a little bit earlier than Alfhan is. Starpix says, that felt so good, like for the soul. Talking about the EQ damage on, on Registeel. Now he's gonna go for flip turn again, obviously. And do what? Go for rest on Registeel, I think. Registeel is coming back from the grave. Alfhan says, I wish I wasn't boots on Donphan though. Because then he would lefties. Obviously, yeah, that would be huge in this one. That would have saved him like 2 whole wishes. Yeah, true, but that would have just won him the game here. But also, oh, he goes to sack Roaring Moon instead of going to wish with Registeel. Interesting. Not wish, rest, I think is what I wanted to say. Oh, by the way, no, yeah, that's just not happening. Interesting. I would have thought he would go into Registeel to rest. Starmpig says it took him ages to realize he wasn't crit fishing, talking about Alfhan. Alfhan says, I had given up mentally. I didn't even check the calcs. That's why he just sacked Milo. Yeah, imagine he's still at Milo. That would be game right now. Yeah, honestly, I also thought this was game because I couldn't imagine Sylveon taking the hit so well. But obviously, Sylveon being able to take the hit, he was able to then stall, and he does have the PP advantage, as it turns out. Crazy match, honestly. All right, now Galactic is thinking again. And oh, now he goes into Reggie. He should really go into that on Donphan, in my opinion, especially now it being at 63%. But I don't think it matters. Why? Because Aloe is so weak, and it even after Sylveon taking an explosion, a banded one, it's still not gonna be in range where Aloe can revenge it. So it's still gonna come down to this thing being toxic, and therefore just getting stalled out. If this thing wasn't toxic, this is another twist in this match. If this thing wasn't toxic early on, it would be game for Empire now, because then it alone would be able to stall out these two things, I think, or maybe not because quick attack. But it would probably still be able to, just because at some point the wishes are going to be all gone. All right, what does he do now? I don't think we're going to see the explosion here. If he even has it, but I would be shocked if he doesn't have it. Wild charge, all right. Yeah, I mean, he was always going to protect here. I wonder what his moveset is. Maybe he doesn't even have explosion. That would be terrible news. All right, gets the prediction question mark on thingy here. Gets to go for another flip turn. which doesn't do much. Should go into Reggie. Reg goes to Regieleki again. What is he doing? I don't understand. I mean, it's not like he has a ton of options, but why doesn't he just rest with Registeel? Alfhan says GG. Alfhan said GG earlier, by the way. All right. Yeah, looks like. I wonder what the deal is. Why didn't he go into Registeel at all? Reveals mirror code. Well, mirror code obviously wouldn't play any role here at this point. He should go into Registeel. Yeah, that's too late now. Yeah, that's Sylveon stays goated, says Alpha. Incredible, honestly. Galactic Empire is gonna feel some pain because it looked like he had it for sure. I wonder if there was a way to play this endgame out for him. Pretty sure there is, but it was so complex. Um, it was so complex. So I'm not sure, but yeah, Alfan really did it, man. I had a feeling at some point it looked like Galactic is gonna run out of fuel earlier than Alfan, and that's actually what happened. So yeah, crazy. Should still be careful here, because if he eats an explosion on a non-protect and gets crit, then things get interesting again. But he goes for the protect wisely. Man, what a crazy match. But yeah, it looks like Alfan is going to be the next semi-finalist in Plasma Division over Galactic Empire, who made semifinals late last season. But he still played a great season. Galactic did. And goes out with a crazy match here. Crazy match. Where it looked like he really had it in the bag with the Registeel. Played it well, but just ran out of fuel here. Fuck me, says Galactic Empire. Yeah, that's painful. That's gotta be painful to lose this game, but that's just what happens sometimes. It can be a painful game, so chin up to Galactic, who says he's going out for the second time in a row with 100 plus turns in playoffs. Oh man, yeah, that sucks. But yeah, still a great season. GG, congrats to Alfan. Great job, honestly. Did great to turn this back around and will be a strong contestant. He's still my last pick. I said I think Alfan might win Plasma Division, and I think he's my last pick in the running. So yeah, Alfan, you can do it. You have to stop the word here for me. And yeah, guys, with that, I will leave you. It's been long enough. See you in the next one.